As part of Mission 300, our IFC's role is to work with governments to determine what portion of activities and funding can be accomplished by the private sector to complement what the public sector is doing. So a lot of that is to look at the plans about how do we scale energy access and how do we look at what's the role that transmission needs to play to be able to bring power to the people that currently don't have it. So a lot of that is to decide, how much of that funding should be done by the public sector and where can the private sector be induced to make those investments, especially in the transmission space, which is so important to get power from where it exists in parts of Africa to the places where it is not. So IFC has various de-risking tools, not just within IFC, but also within the broader World Bank group. One of the things that we're doing is trying to address the foreign currency risks of loan because the capital that we have is usually denominated in foreign currency, whereas the revenues and what the people use to pay for the power is local currency. So how do we address that? We do provide local currency loans. We recently closed an $80 million loan for Sun King in Nigeria. We've worked with Standard Bank. And the objective is to how can we work with more local banks to bring their capital into Mission 300? How do we de-risk them? One of the ways we do that also is providing credit guarantees to banks. So we help take some of the risks that local banks can't take in a space that they're not familiar with. So expanding transmission infrastructure will create jobs across Africa in two specific ways. One is that it creates direct jobs just by the investment that is being made in new transmission lines, in building new facilities and new substations, putting up transformers. All of that thing creates jobs both with state utilities as well as with the private sector that's implementing these projects. So our estimation is that across the entire energy space, 7.4 million jobs will be created in Africa as part of this Mission 300 drive. Indirectly, jobs will also be created by bringing power to the villages where they don't have it. This is a critical element of Mission 300, is about creating income-generating activities in the villages, in the rural areas, where once they have power being delivered to those areas, this is where jobs will be created, whether it means somebody buying a pump because they have electricity to actually pump water to their fields, or by buying a mill to be able to mill rice or other different agricultural products. This is the critical thing for us, is making sure we're creating jobs in the places where people live. My thoughts on AEF. This has been a fantastic time to meet everyone in one place in a beautiful city of Cape Town. It has been great just to run into people and to meet all these companies who are thinking about expanding their investments in Africa, as well as bringing them together with governments to see how do we bridge this gap between the investment needs in these countries as well as what the private sector can actually deliver. There is an incredible amount of optimism about Africa with everything that's happening currently in the world. There is still a can-do attitude about investing in energy, about investing in the continent. Again, whether it's private sector or public sector, the interest remains sustained through everything that we've been through, and we're all very optimistic that this is going to be a great next 5 years as we get to 2030 and we reach those goals under Mission 300.